Great things he hath done. Hallelujah. My costume wardrobe really is not that great, but I tried. It was a surprise, and I didn't even have Gary's high test coffee this morning. But God is good,
All the time.
and all the time.
God is good.
True heroes of faith. There are many, many true heroes of faith throughout time, from the beginning of time to today. There's many people that have stood their ground. They have stood for God. They've stood for what they believe. They've stood strong, and they are truly heroes of faith. Today I'm going to be reading to you from Hebrews chapter 11, verses 29 through chapter 12, verse 4. Be reading from the New Living Translation. I hope David did get that passed along. If it reads different, you'll know that it didn't. Did you get it? The NLT? I put NLT when I sent the message. So it's going to read a little different than what I'm reading. That's okay. It was by faith that the people of Israel went right through the Red Sea as though they were on dry ground. But when the Egyptians tried to follow, they were all drowned. It was by faith that the people of Israel marched around Jericho for 7 days, and the walls came crashing down. It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people of her city who refused to obey God, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies. How much more do we need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of the faith of Gideon, of Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and all the prophets. By faith, these people overthrew kingdoms. They ruled with justice and received what God had promised them. They shut the mouths of lions. They quenched the flames of fire. And they escaped death by the edge of the sword. Their weakness was turned to strength. They became strong in battle and put whole armies to flight. Women received their loved ones back again from the dead. But others, that's key, but others were tortured, refusing to turn from God in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after their resurrection. They looked forward to what was to come. They placed their hope in a better life, not the life they had on this earth, but a better life after the resurrection. Some were jeered at, and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained and imprisoned. Some died by stoning. Some were sawed in half, and others were killed with the sword. Some went about wearing skins of sheep and goats, destitute and oppressed and mistreated. They were too good for this world, wandering over deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and holes in the ground. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith. Yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God had something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us. Then in chapter 12, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance a race that God has set before us. If we're going to run in a race, do you want a 100-pound knapsack strapped to your back? It wouldn't be a very fun race, would it? You're going to strip off all those things that's going to hinder you and weigh you down, that you can run the race of endurance with faith. Strip off all those things that might hinder us and hold us back. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. Think of all the hostility he endured from sinful people. Then you won't become weary and give up. After all, You have not yet given your lives in your struggle against sin. May God add His blessings to the hearing and the reading of His holy word. Amen. You know, in this high-tech age in which we live, and all the electronic gadgets that are available today, I mean, you got iPhones, iPads, Kindles, you've got laptops, you've got computers, you've got so many electronic gadgets out there. There's a camera today that bikers, surfers, snowboarders, scuba divers, dirt track drivers, auto racers, just about any of these high-risk sports participants, they'll take these cameras and they'll attach them to their helmets, they'll attach them to the windshields of their cars or to the bumpers of their cars, they'll put them on the handlebars of their motorcycles, snowboarders will put them on right on their snowboards, and they'll record these adrenaline-pumping activities that they participate in. And they're pretty exciting to watch sometimes. I mean, today when you watch NASCAR, they'll have these cameras out there, and they even go with the telemetry. They'll go around a turn, and the camera stays this way so you can see how much the car's on an angle. Well, I had a coworker. He hasn't been at work for a while, but his name's Gene Furlow. And he's kind of an extreme nut on a motorcycle. Let's just put it blunt. And I did not get on the web to find it, but they said that you could go on furlowswheelies.com, and he'll put the camera on his helmet, and he'll be going up the interstate running wheelies and look down at the speedometer so everybody can see how fast he's going, 100 mile an hour doing wheelies. Well, he got in his mind, everyone knows where this curve is, to go up 68 and see just how fast he could go around that curve, the exit you get off to go up to the old hospital. You know that curve. You go around there, and there's this great big steep bank. Well, how do you determine exactly how fast or what's the maximum speed you're going to achieve? You go until you wreck. So that's what he did. So everyone could get on the website and see Furlow's wheelies or see his accident, see him wreck. Just crazy. It's crazy stuff. Well, these cameras that these nuts buy, they get them, they put them on their vehicles or on their helmets. They're called HD GoPro Hero cameras. That's what they call them. You know, they think they're a hero because they do these extreme sports. But that's not really what makes a hero, is it? No. If I were to ask you today, and I want you to picture in your mind, what is a hero? What is a hero? Anybody want to respond? What is a hero? If I just say the word hero, what comes to your mind? Yes. Amen.
Someone who knows what's right and does it no matter what.
Knows what's right and does it no matter what. Sometimes when I think of hero, what the picture I get in my mind is someone who demonstrated great courage in time of war. I might have a picture in my mind of someone standing there in their dress uniform with medals on their chest. But the sad thing is they might have limbs missing because they were courageous in battle. Courageous in a time of war. That's a hero. There's many heroes out there. There's many heroes that gave their lives that we can enjoy our freedoms. Many heroes that gave their legs or their arms or they're disfigured because they were brave in a time of battle. According to the dictionary, the definition of hero is a man distinguished for exceptional courage. I should say man or woman.
Amen.
Who distinguishes exceptional courage, fortitude, or bold enterprise, especially, this is what the dictionary says, especially in a time of war or danger. A hero is also one who is idolized or held in esteem for superior qualities or deeds of any kind. Superior qualities. It could be the male character in a drama or fictional movie. You know, it's always fun to watch a movie where there's a good hero in there. That he wins and defeats evil. In classical mythology and legend, it is the son of a god or goddess who often is worshipped as a demigod. But a true hero is one that exemplifies his courage and superior qualities and does what is right, as Gary said. I got a little tickle this morning. I think today's passage gives us some great examples of true heroes. Heroes of faith who were courageous in taking a stand for God. They would not turn their back on God. They would not denounce their faith. They stood for what they believed. Wouldn't it have been something? Wouldn't it have been amazing if some of these heroes in the faith would have had an HD GoPro camera to mount to their heads back there? Imagine if they would have been able to record some of this live activity, some of these awesome things that God did for them and through them. Imagine seeing the footage. I'll be able to talk here in a little bit when I get my tongue. Imagine seeing the footage of Moses and all the Israelites going through the Red Sea and looking up at that wall of water on each side while they walked through on dry ground. It wasn't slimy and slippery. They weren't sinking in it. It was dry ground. Imagine seeing that footage. How awesome that would have been. How awesome if they'd have had that camera walking around the walls of Jericho for 7 days, but on that 7th day, 7 times, and blowing the trumpet and watching the mighty hand of God destroy the city. Imagine if we'd been able to see these things. What if Daniel had that camera on his head when he was thrown into that den and them hungry lions going around? Nice kitty, that's right. Nice kitty. Wouldn't that have been amazing if they'd have had those and recorded them for us that we could see it? So amazing. But then where would faith enter in? Where would faith enter in? If it had all been recorded, we wouldn't have to have faith, would we? Because seeing is believing. The Word says, blessed is he who is not seen and yet believes. The point is that the men and women of faith mentioned in God's Word are real, live, true heroes. They weren't some adventure seekers. They weren't stunt men or women. They were true heroes. What it truly means to be a hero. They were unwavering in their faith. And they changed the world. Amen. They changed the world. They were men and women who refused to turn their backs on God. They refused to disobey God. They trusted God. No matter how bleak it may have looked. When the Israelites had their backs against the sea and the Egyptians right there against them, they trusted God. And God delivered them. Many of the faithful heroes did taste victory in their lives. When God miraculously delivered them from the enemy, when God miraculously shut the mouths of those hungry lions, they tasted victory. But not all of the heroes of faith tasted victory in their lives here on earth. For many were tortured. They were flogged. They were put into chains. They were in prison. Some were stoned. Some were sawn in two, it said. They were killed by the sword. They went about with sheepskins and goatskins. They were destitute. They were persecuted and mistreated. They endured so many things so that they might enjoy a better resurrection. Why would you give up temporary satisfaction for eternal satisfaction? And they knew that. And they stood for that. I had an awful time here this morning. This epistle to the Hebrews was written to a group of Roman Christians during the time of Nero, around 66 A.D. And during this time, there was a horrific fire that burned for almost a week. It decimated most of Rome. There is an old expression that Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Well, Nero did worse than that. Many of the citizens of Rome believe that Nero himself started this fire in order to divert attention from himself. Then Nero laid the blame for the fire on the Christians. He blamed them for setting the fire. Then, as you could expect, it unleashed a wave of persecution that threatened to destroy this tiny band of Christians in Rome. New Testament scholar William Barclay gave this graphic description. He said that Nero wrapped the Christians in pitch and set them alight and used them as living torches to light his gardens. Could you imagine being set aflame and used for a light, a torch? He sawed them in two. He would sew the skins of wild animals on them and set his hunting dogs out after them to tear them to pieces. They were tortured on the rack. They were scraped with pincers, and molten lead was poured upon them, hissing as it was poured upon them, burning them to death. It was during this horrific time that Christians began to use the symbol of the fish as their identifying symbol. Some may know the story, and I didn't really until I searched this out and found it. I mean, I knew of the Ithacus, but the Greek word for fish is ichthys. And it is an acronym for the biblical phrase, Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior. And it was kind of a secret password among the terrorized Christians. The way you revealed yourself to a fellow Christian was to draw the half fish. If you would be talking to someone, you would draw the half fish with your foot. And while talking, if that other person took his foot and drew the other half of the fish, you knew it was safe to reveal your faith to that person. Today we see the ichthys symbol on the back of cars. We see it, many wear it on necklaces around their neck. And that's good. It's a sign of our faith in Jesus Christ. I'm not belittling that. But to put it on the back of a car on the neck is a far cry from where it was born. That symbol, isn't it? It was born out of terror. It was born out of a sign that I could at least share my faith with somebody being tortured. It was a terrible time in the life of the early church. Many lost their lives because they were brave enough to take a stand for their faith. They were heroes in the faith. But even worse than that, some lost their faith because they were not fully committed to the Lord. Even worse than losing your life was to lose your faith because you did not have the courage to stand for God. A great number of these early believers were Jews, and they'd been converted to Christianity. They left their Jewish synagogues to worship as Christians in the church. But because of the persecution of Nero, many began to return to their old synagogues. Being immature in their faith, they couldn't understand how they would possibly be persecuted if they were doing what God had called them to do. But who could blame them? Because they'd been taught growing up all along that God always rewarded right behavior. So if they were doing what was right, how could we possibly be persecuted? So who could blame them? They thought that they had turned away from the faith in a wrong way because their parents had taught them all through their lives. God will bless you if you do what's right. So here's Nero persecuting them. So it must not be right. I wonder how many people today have a similar way of thinking. How many think, well, if I walk in faith, then I know that God will not allow anything bad to ever happen to me or my family. I know that God will protect me from all harm. Well, that really doesn't go along with what Gary just said down there in Sabbath school, that every 5 years we have a major crisis. If I walk in faith, we'll never have a crisis, right? Some believe that I know that if I follow God, God will prosper me in everything that I do. If you believe that way, you might be listening to some of the televangelists, because that's what many preach. But I don't think they've ever studied Hebrews to realize that people will face suffer. They are persecuted. Because the idea that we follow Jesus and think that God will automatically bless and prosper us is nonsense. It's a lie. Because bad things happen to Christians. They are persecuted. The fact that you are prospering does not necessarily mean that God favors you, nor does the fact that you're suffering difficulty mean that God has forgotten you. Did you catch that? The fact that you are prospering does not necessarily mean that God favors you, nor does the fact that if you are suffering difficulty mean that God has forgotten about you. There was an article in Decision Magazine about a man. Well, I must be a little dyslexic here. I said "nam." Man. Had that backwards. That worked well with my birthday here a couple weeks ago, too. He said, I was really 53. I said, no, I'm 35. Switch that around. There was a man named Skender Hotai. Skender Hotai grew up in Kosovo, and as a child, Skender learned that in his culture, toughness was valued above all other qualities. Also, Skender proved his toughness by making trouble wherever he went. He made trouble because he knew that you had to be tough. You had to be tough to survive. Now, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to tell a little story in the middle of the story. Anybody remember the song, A Boy Named Sue? These young ones aren't going to remember that. But there was an old Johnny Cash song called A Boy Named Sue. This guy named his little boy Sue because he knew if he had a name Sue, if he was called Sue, that he had to grow up to be tough. Because if you weren't tough with the name Sue and you was a boy, it's going to be hard. Because the dad knew he wasn't going to be around. So he named him Sue so he'd be tough. And he finally met his dad one day and he punched him. And he was out wandering around in the street. On with the original story. He got what he wanted through threats and force. Skender did. When Skender learned that his younger brother, Enver, was attending a Christian church, he gave Enver a good beating. But as Skender was hitting his younger brother, Enver looked up and said, "I love you, Skender, and God loves you." As he's getting beaten, he says, "I love you and God loves you." Skender wanted to know what kind of place taught people to love those who beat them. So he decided to check out this church. The pastor gave him this is a true story, this is not a song.
Amen.
The pastor gave him a New Testament, which Skender read in the hopes of finding some loophole. But after reading through it 3 times, Skender Hotai gave his life to Christ. All of Skender's friends abandoned him when he did this, and his father threw him and Enver out of the house. But eventually, the boys brought their father and the rest of the household to Christ. A few years later, Skender became a pastor in his hometown, and a group of military men kidnapped him and beat him for his faith. But as they were beating him, Skender told the men about Jesus. He did what his brother did. God loves you. I love you. Later, the commander of that military group came to Christ, and today he attends Skender's church. There are people like Skender all over the world.
Amen.
People of deep faith who are willing to suffer for their faith, willing to take a beating for their faith. They are true heroes.
Amen.
Of faith. The Lord said in Matthew 5:45, He makes His sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. This means that good people will prosper and bad people will prosper. It means that good people will suffer and bad people will suffer. You cannot distinguish whether a person is a good or faithful person by the size of their bank accounts. But you can tell by their character. You can tell by their character. Do they do what is right? Do they stand for what is right? Are they a hero of the faith? If we can't expect it, nothing bad's ever going to happen to us, then what are we to do? Gary said this morning, we are to expect protection. We are to expect it. We are to expect good health. We are to expect God's blessings. It may not come in the way we think. but we are to expect it. We are to expect peace in our lives. But when life throws us that curveball, here's what we're to do. Hold on to God with all we got.
Amen.
That's what we're to do. We're to hold on to God with all we got. Verse 1 of chapter 12 said, to run the race with endurance, looking unto Jesus. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Finisher means completeness.
Amen.
Our faith is only complete in Jesus Christ. If our faith is not in Christ, it is not complete. That is how it is completed, in Jesus Christ. It is to demonstrate courage in the midst of persecution, or trial, or suffering. That's what being a hero is, to demonstrate courage. Do we have the faith to say, I will trust God no matter what? No matter what this world throws at me. If we are staring death in the eye, will we stand for God or will we deny Him? Help us, Jesus. Help us to have the courage. Help us to have the faith to be a hero of faith. We might not be a great hero that would have been mentioned in Hebrews, but there were many heroes of faith. There's been millions of heroes of faith that have died for the cause of Christ, and they've changed the world. Do you have what it takes to be a hero of the faith? Pray for the courage. Pray for the strength to be a hero of faith. And most importantly, keep your eyes on Jesus.
Yeah.
Because when you take them eyes off of Jesus, as Peter did, you begin to sink. But as long as you keep your eyes on Him, we will have success. Our faith will be strong. Our faith will be complete as long as we keep our eyes focused on Jesus Christ. And not this world or the things of this world or the things that come against us in this world. If it gets too hard to look at, just close your eyes and envision Jesus. And pray for strength. And He will give us strength to endure whatever may come. Amen?
Amen.